Today, folks, we got to talk about uranium continuing to trade at decade highs as we break down the supply, the demand, these major catalysts that one stock is poised to take advantage of. But according to the United States Energy Information Administration, the United States purchased roughly 50 million pounds of uranium in 2024 to feed its fleet of 93 reactors. Yet domestic production totaled a mere 677,000 pounds. I mean, realistically, that's like 1% of the national demand. Even more alarming, around 25% of America's uranium enrichment still comes from Russia, a figure that will drop to zero by 2028 under the new federal restrictions. The clock is literally ticking. The United States must find a secure North American source of uranium to power its reactors. And even the CEO of NVIDIA, guys, Jensen, was saying winning the AI race is impossible without nuclear power. The demand for AI and data centers is extraordinary. So there's a real uranium renaissance happening, and especially considering in a series of May 2025 executive orders that included a goal to quadruple U.S. nuclear power capacity by 2050. This initiative is driven by perceived needs for energy independence, national security, and providing reliable electricity for the growing demand of technologies like artificial intelligence. And one stock that is poising itself to take advantage of this is Foremost Clean Energy on the NASDAQ under FMST. They're operating discoveries out of the Athabascan Basin, one of the most profound, highest grade, well, the highest grade uranium deposits in the world. And the stock is starting to get some recognition, up 133%. Now, Foremost Clean Energy reached out to me. This is part of sponsored content. As I leave the disclaimers in the description below, these are opinions of my own and are here for entertainment purposes and do not constitute financial advice. But we're going to break down kind of the company's properties. We're going to hear from the CEO and just take a look at the recent news and catalysts. If you enjoy exploring these sectors, consider hitting that subscribe button, as we'll update Foremost down the road here as well. For around a $66 million market cap, Foremost is a rapidly growing North American uranium exploration company positioned to fuel the current nuclear renaissance. The company has an option to earn a 70% interest in 10 unexplored properties from the Denison Mine Corp. These highly prospective assets span over 330,000 acres in the Athabascan Basin, a world-class uranium jurisdiction surrounded by known high-grade deposits. In partnership with Denison, we are actively advancing exploration to develop the domestic uranium source essential for global shift to clean baseload power. The company holds a portfolio of lithium and gold exploration projects as well across 55,000 plus acres in Manitoba and Quebec. Now, I really want to zoom in on Denison here a little bit because it's just isn't Foremost's largest shareholder, but provides access to unparalleled technical and operational expertise, financial support, and even has their CEO and president on their board. In breaking down Denison real quick, on their balance sheet, guys, $375 million in cash, uranium, and uranium investments, $106 million in cash and cash equivalent, $25 million in investments in uranium equities and convertibles. Take a look at this: 2.2 million pounds of U3O8 in physical uranium holdings with a market value of $243 million. You could not ask for it any better. And from a value creation standpoint, fully funded, guys. $6.5 million in the 2025 towards exploration program on a diverse portfolio, including grassroots to those with significant historical operations and drilling. Extensive historic exploration includes drilling and geophysical surveys by Denison Mines, provided Foremost with a validated roadmap and a clear competitive advantage, enabling target drilling for high potential mineralized zones from the outset with strategically positioned projects. And we're going to talk about these projects a little bit more in depthly here because you can kind of see them on this photo. We're going to actually hear from the CEO. He'll give a little bit more insight, but you can take a look at their premier Murphy Lake project right here, which is surrounded by many majors, and literally the highest grade uranium deposit in the world is in adjacent to them in another project. So they got a lot of opportunity here. And if you take a look at that project timeline with that 6.5 million throughout the year, guys, when it comes to their timeline here, in Q1, basically Hatchet Lake drill assay results released from 2024 program confirmed mineralization and high priority drill targets and expected drill program to follow. So we move into Q2, the drill program expected on Hatchet Lake, geophysics on the Wolverine and CLK, with the ZTEM survey expected to commence basically over the Blackwing and GR. Q3 here of 2025, a 2,500 meter drill program commenced at the Murphy Lake South and Jean Lake Gold Lithium properties. As we move into Q4, the drill program at Murphy and Jean Lake lithium gold projects ongoing with expected Hatchet Lake assay results. And then we're going to be moving into 2026, where there'll be subsequent follow-up drill program anticipated at the Murphy Lake, Jean Lake drill program, and expected to be completed with assays pending here, guys. If you look at this news, they have not stopped just going like as hard as they can at these projects. Foremost Clean Energy reported significant increase in those uranium grades from assays received from recent discoveries at that Hatchet Lake. You can see here that the assays return significant increases in highlight U3O8 grades with 0.87% U3O8 over 0.45 meters from 149.75 meters previously estimated at 0.22% over 0.9. The assay results indicated 6.2 meters from 144 to 150.2 meters of total mineralization with grades of 0.1% U3O8 associated with broad alterations, features, and graphite shear zone indicating potential proximity to large mineralization systems. You can read a little bit deeper into this, but I just want to highlight the fact that Foremost Clean Energy announced a three-year drill permit at that Hatchet uranium project and plans for upcoming 3,000 meter winter drill program. This was all news just in October, guys, and you can see that news here. Basically, they're authorized up to 50 drill holes. So again, lots of work going on, a lot of catalyst upcoming, and I just want to let the CEO kind of highlight some of what's going on here. So just take a quick listen.
Significantly, we are in the Athabasca Basin. The Athabasca Basin is known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium, and that's because its grades are sometimes 10 to 100 times those of the rest of the world. We will be drilling our Murphy Lake property, which is in proximity to the Hurricane deposit. The Hurricane deposit has 48 million pounds of 34.5% uranium. That's the highest grade deposit in the world. So we differ in, we are in the high grade area where you find uranium. Secondly, we have a partner, Denison Mines. They're our largest strategic shareholder, and they own 16% of Foremost. They are a $2.5 billion uranium developer, and Foremost benefits by having that large strategic partner insofar as technically, insofar as finding uranium, and financially. They are a deep-pocketed uranium developer who just raised $335 million on the New York Stock Exchange. So having this kind of a partner to work with you on developing uranium and being essentially their exploration arm on the NASDAQ to go and feed their pipeline of discoveries as they will be developing the next mine in the Athabasca Basin is quite significant and sets us away from the rest. Also, we have a $6.5 million drill program on our 10 properties, not one, half of them with uranium mineralization already. So a lot of companies, they're looking at one property, 2 properties. We have 10, and they've had millions of dollars of work on them, and we plan to go in with our fully funded $6.5 million program and drill.
On that note, I'll pass the question off to you. I'd love to know what you think about Foremost Clean Energy in that description below. Are you looking at uranium? Are there other uranium projects that we're missing out on this channel? I'd love to hear about it, and consider subscribing. Again, as news comes down the wire, we will bring it to you here. But on that, as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.